We join executive leadership members of Acme Lasers, a high-tech manufacturer of laser technology used in military, industrial, and consumer markets. The Director of Personnel, Bill Flanagan, is preparing his coffee with Angie Dixon, Head of IT, and Cole Johnson, the CFO, as they prepare for the upcoming executive staff meeting.
Mark's not in a good mood.
How do you know?
He blew through a red light on the way here. I was behind him, and he went through a full red. Not a yellow, not an almost red. He drives like that when he's pissed.
Mm-hmm. Was he driving the Shelby?
Yeah.
I wonder why today.
As the CO blows, that's how the day goes.
What?
CO, commanding officer? I learned a long time ago that if the CO was in a bad mood, the day was not going to get better. I guess I'll wait on the lemon juice.
What?
Just a little something to liven things up. I was going to switch out Sue's flavored sweetener with lemon juice.
Do that to me, and none of your tech will work for a month.
Angie, I'm not going to do it, okay? No sense in riling up the troops when the CO is in a bad mood.
Bill, weren't you the commanding officer for your last decade in the Army?
That's why I know you don't piss off the CO. No one wanted me pissed.
We join the executive staff meeting already in session with Mark Kennedy, the president of Acme Lasers, Sue Mako, VP of Human Resources, Angie Dixon from IT, CFO Cole Johnson, and Bill Flanagan, Director of Personnel.
Let's start with the operation numbers. Yeah, Cole?
Mark, I have Frank's operations numbers. He's out sick.
Oh, that's too bad. What's he got? Is he okay?
Sue, I talked to him over the weekend. He's fine. Cole, what are the ops numbers?
Operations is behind schedule on delivery for all of our clients, but worse than that, our biggest clients are 5 to 7 weeks behind in shipping.
Jeez. That's no better than last month. What's going on? Bill?
It's turnover. We have enough frontline capacity. We just don't have enough people to run the precision end line of work.
I don't understand why not. Our exit interview scores are the best they have ever been, and our employee satisfaction is super high. I've talked to HR people in other companies, and they would kill for our scores.
Sue, what's our turnover number? Our 10-year average? How about our employee referral rate?
I'll have to look those up. I'll get a report to everyone. I just know that our people are happy.
Yeah, but they're not staying. Happy exits are still exits.
Sue, why don't you have the turnover and tenure numbers?
This is a strategy meeting for the board meeting, so I thought that they would want to know that the employees are happy.
Please get the report out. Today, Frank says we are behind because we don't have enough people. We need more people who are qualified, and they have to stay. People vote with their feet.
What about overtime for the key positions?
No.
We're doing well on margins. If we go to overtime expenses, the margins will drop. Margins are our best performance. It's recruiting and retention that we have to fix.
Maybe this is something that Bill could handle. I'm busy with the Christmas party, the newsletter. We're doing our annual benefits review. It's a busy time.
Sue, aren't benefits approved through finance, which would be me?
Of course. I just want to make certain that our package is as complete as possible.
I'll take over recruiting, Mark. I need one person from HR. Other than that, I'm on it, boss.
I'll give you someone. We can talk about it later. Sorry about that. New ringtone. Go Virginia Tech. I'll turn off my phone.
Really, Angie?
Did we get the approvals for quality control and supply chain management?
Yup. And OSHA and EPA and every other TLA you can think of.
TLA?
TLA, 3-letter acronym. Every agency calls themselves by their TLA. It's probably a government thing.
Nice work on all the compliance.
Thanks, boss.
Cole?
All right, let's take a look at this. Well, the numbers tell the story, don't they? They don't lie, and they don't whine. Facts are our friends, even if they aren't friendly. Look at your reports. Okay, G&A is a fixed expense, and so that won't grow appreciably. The raw materials, the work in progress, and the other cost of goods sold, those elements are all managed to expectations, or you can see the numbers they're doing better by me and my group. Sales and incremental margins, they're good.
Bottom line for the board meeting in 6 weeks is that they'll believe we can only manage this business to a flat set of expectations. The board doesn't support a no-growth management team. We're expected to grow.
Well, the board can't expect much better than the rate we're growing at now. We're doing all that we can.
The board expects a growing company. We are not growing. They want an effective leadership team for growth, not one that is a caretaker of steady business that isn't growing, period.
Mark, Cole, and Bill are walking through the production floor of Acme Lasers. They're talking loudly to be heard over the machinery in the background.
I know this much from my 20 years in the Army. Why people like their jobs and why they leave them are two different things.
The numbers won't change overnight. What I need is a credible plan that will turn things around.
Won't the numbers, margins, efficiency, and profits keep the board happy?
Last quarter, that was our answer. 2, 3, or 4 quarters from now? No. And then growth is either a sales issue or a management issue. And sales isn't the problem. The problem is 5 to 7 weeks behind schedule on delivery.
Yes. All right, Bill. What will you do with the production volume and the turnover?
Well, first, I'll dig into it and see if there are any obvious issues. Second, our employees are going somewhere. I need to find out where and why. Third, we need a good defense from whoever is poaching. Lastly, we're going to get better at poaching our competitors' people.
That's a plan to get a plan. I need a real plan as soon as you can get it to me. Oh, and also, I spoke with an old friend of mine, Marcia Wayne. She owns a back office company, Job Pillars. She says that she can help fix our labor problems.
Temporary staffing?
I don't think so. I'm going to set up a meeting for us to hear what she has to say. Maybe she'll have some answers. We'll see.
Do we really want to outsource?
We've tried everything else. I want us to have a plan, and we might as well talk to her. She's smart. She'll at least have some ideas. Bill, you set it up. The 3 of us and then her team.
Do you want me to run this through Sue?
Let me ask you a question. Will the same problem get better using the same person to solve the same problem? When you were in the military, is that how it worked? Why don't you run your numbers and reports by me instead? Now, if there's a reason to bring Sue in, we will.
Will Acme Lasers fix their staffing problem? Will Angie take away all of Bill's technology? Will Sue's favorite team, Virginia Tech, win their next game? Tune in on the next episode of The Sales Tales of Chase Harlowe.
So in episode 3, we call it In Threes, and it really has to do with problem comes in threes. Mark Kennedy is the leader of Acme Lasers, and he is looking at a board meeting coming up, but he's got an OSHA issue, he's got an HR issue, and he has a customer satisfaction issue. And I wanted to create, when I wrote this, that sense of all of the pressure that an executive sponsor, that senior buyer is facing that's more than just what we're selling.
Right. And so when Marcia asks for the meeting, Mark's coming to the meeting just as a friend. But what you hear behind the scenes, which I love in the behind the scenes season, is that you hear the internal struggle of Acme Laser and their leadership as they're trying to figure out what is the real problem they're trying to solve inside of HR as one of the 3 problems they're talking about.
Urgency is the key on all of the threes. It's important for us to understand, and more importantly, I wrote it, that there's a time bomb ticking clock, that everything has to get done before the board meeting, everything needs to get done before OSHA or HR or whatever, and the customers are out there because all of the customers that Alex and Chase and the entire team is selling to, they've got bigger problems that have to be sold immediately.
Right. And one of the things that you do see here, too, is you're starting to get the hint of the politics of the customer. And so who is it that they're talking to and who are going to be the influencers? And that's going to play out in future episodes. But there's a behind-the-scenes politics that Chase isn't going to know, but they're already suspecting as they go into the first meeting.